Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Karpo Gaming and another Borderlands 3 video. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the next level of mayhem? Because today we have a brand new update, update 1.19. These are the patch notes. Now, with this update, it will usher in the brand new DLC, Designer Cut, which includes the arm race and a brand new 4th skill tree for all the Vault Hunters, including Mayhem 11, a whole bunch of character balances, and a whole lot more. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'll be leaving a link down below if you want to check out these patch notes yourself. But for right now, let's get started with the brand new content. With this DLC, with this update, they've added support for Designer Cut, added a 4th skill tree for each Vault Hunter, added Arms Race, and added Multiverse Final Form cosmetic to those that own the Season Pass. They also added Mayhem 11. Now, there's the dev note. Mayhem 11 is a copy of Mayhem 10 without any active modifiers. In this Mayhem level, the quality and amount of rewards from world drops are cut in half. Mayhem 10 gear does drop in Mayhem 11, so there is no need to reform any gear at this level. You can choose to gear up your characters quickly using Mayhem 10 or using Mayhem 11 to gear up more slowly with no modifiers. Now, with that, they've updated anointments to support the 4th skill tree. Now there's a dev note. As part of updating anointments to support the new trees, we've also changed them to not activate on miss activations. The Sirens can no longer fake grass to activate anointments, and the Beastmaster can no longer gamma burst while looking at the sky to trigger anointments. We are monitoring how these changes affect these characters and their builds, and are looking to adjust as necessary in the future. Our goal is to make sure that no Vault Hunter has an unfair advantage related to anointments activating. So with that, they've added 14 new action skill damage anointments. And there's also a dev note. We've added a new series of action skill damage anointments for all skill trees. Now all Vault Hunters action skills have anointments to buff their damage. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have General. With General, they removed Mayhem level gear from enemies, added support Final Form character cosmetic to new use stations, updated some loading screen tips for adding clarity, modified audio priority system for player gunshots, optimized audio memory, optimized animation memory, prevented the countdown at the start of takedown from flashing on the screen too quickly, updated the echo drive to show the correct character portrait when characters spoke, addressed the reported concern where the photo mode would not activate when accessing it through the quick menu, resetting the camera using the reset camera function in photo mode will no longer reset to a random location. Loading screens no longer appear zoomed in when in a non-standard aspect ratios. They also optimized UI performance, prevented the echo map from rotating unexpectedly, and updated the citizen science machine to prevent it from occasionally not functioning. They also addressed a reported concern where enemies did not spawn during the Defend Balex objective during the mission The Family Jewel in Voracious Canopy. Also addressed the reported concern where the Iridium deposit failed to appear during the Break Iridium deposit objective during the mission Beneath the Meridian in the Forgotten Basilic, and also nativized Hotfixes. Next up, we have Stability. Under Stability, fixed a reported concern where the host could crash when a client ended the Iron Bear action skill, fixed a reported concern where the game could crash when viewing Fast Travel Station on the Echo map. Next up, we have Matchmaking. Now, with the changes below, we hope to improve the matchmaking times for all types of content. As a reminder, you can always access matchmaking via the social menu. So, with this, they've added Arms Race to matchmaking, combined Trials and Circle of Slaughter into a single matchmaking pool, and also address issue where players matching from a takedown map would be put into a separate matchmaking pool. They also updated matchmaking pools to only consider whether Mayhem mode is enabled or disabled, instead of creating a pool for each Mayhem level. Next up, we have character changes. First off, there's Zane, the operative. Now, with today's patch, we've made several changes to Zane's skill tree and class mods. Our goal with these changes are to increase the skill tree build diversity, as well as remove the resilience on one class mod for builds. Now, while making these changes, we determined that certain skills should be moved on their respective skill tree to a different position. For these skill changes to apply properly, Zane players will need to save quit their characters once to have their trees updated to these new layouts. Skill points that were in the 4 swap skills will be refunded when they load their character the second time. Now, if a player does not have enough points invested to unlock a higher tier skill they have previously applied points to, they will need to reapply the refunded skill points before using those higher tier skills. Next up, skill tree changes. Hitman tree. Death follows closely in an incredible strong passive skill, much stronger than the effects of the capstone Seeing Red. This feels backwards, so we have swapped the position of these two skills to better represent their value relative to each other. Please remember the changes require that you save quit your character once to the function to perform properly. Okay, with this, they swapped the position of Death Follows Close and Seeing Red on the skill tree. Also added skill tree bonus plus 15 to Seeing Red. Undercover tree. Like the Hitman tree, the mid-tier passive and capstone skills of this tree had an inverted value related to their position. This chain also allowed players to get more value out of their shields and barrier via distribution denial, being much lower in the tree. Please remember the changes require you to save/quit your character once for this function to perform properly. So with this, they've swapped the position of confident, competence, and distributed denial on the skill tree and buff gun damage and confidence competent. Alright, next up, double agent tree. Given a percent chance of the duct tape mod proccing, it would spell disaster for Zane in close quarters combat. Now players don't have to worry about accidentally downing themselves with the grenade is launched. So the duct tape mod now grants Zane immunity to damage from his weapons and grenades. It's a good change. Next up, class mods. Infiltrator. They reworked the ability to allow the shield to refill before it is broken whenever an action skill is activated. With that, Seeing Dead, this class mod has been overperforming, so they removed some of the power from the mod to counter the changes. The Seeing Red passive skill with Zane Hitman skill tree have been given a buff, effectively giving all players access to additional damage without the requirement of using this class mod. With that, they lowered the kill skill damage bonus. Next up, we have more of the Siren. Now, certain types of damages were unintentionally being passed to other enemies caught in Siren's phase grasp. This change prevented those interactions, but no other changes have been made to this skill. Our previous hotfix did not address all the issues discovered, and this solution is a more robust, permanent solution. So with that, they've updated ties that bind to only pass weapon and melee damage to enemies, weapon anointments that increase weapon or melee damage after phase slam now properly increases damage, and they updated Muse class mod to prevent double dipping on damage modifiers. Next up, Flag the Beastmaster. With this, pets will now receive damage buff from the global grenade anointment. Addressed a report of concern that when dealing critical hits in a rapid succession while using rack attack action skill and head count passive, rack attack charges would not be gained properly and the cooldown timer was reset. Next up, we have the Echocast update. With this, they've added support for next-gen consoles, Microsoft Xbox S and X, and of course, the PlayStation 5. Added support for the 4 skill tree to Twitch Echocast, added support for Arms Race on Twitch Echocast, and when watching a streamer using Echocast during Arms Race, the inventory, skill trees, and guardian ring tabs are hidden. The rare chest event is also deactivated and replaced with the extractor breach event. And when in Arms Race, a new map tab is shown, which renders the in-game map, which is along with points of interest in there as well. Now, these points of interest are player location, respawn locations, extractor locations, boss areas, and death circle size location, and time between states. Now, they also added a new orange race event to the Echocast, Extractor Breach. Now, there is a little note right here. This new Echocast event will allow viewers the opportunity to win streamer items in a setting that makes sense for Orange Race. In Orange Race, players must extract drop gear to keep it in order to use it outside of this game mode. Now, this event gives viewers the chance to win items when the streamer extract them from the game mode during this event after they defeat the final boss. So, next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have Hotfixes. Now, all of these changes that I've been going over will be live on all platforms by 12 p.m. Pacific time. To apply Hotfixes, wait at the main menu until you see a sign that reads Hotfixes is applied. With that, they enable the purple E-Tech pistol to drop in-game, increase the resolution of the images on Zero's bounty board in Sanctuary 3, and address the previous change that was causing some PC users to be unable to drop equipped gear. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we have weapon adjustments. Seems that it's pretty good all across the board. Phaser, increased weapon damage. Ion laser, increased weapon damage, and increase the number of projectiles that are released when the laser stops. The Shredder Fire, the Trevinator, the Tungsta, the Link, the Rebel Yell, all have increased weapon damage. Now, the Hornet has increased weapon damage and increased splash damage radius, and the Nemesis and the Flacker has increased weapon damage as well. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The brand new update is here, bringing us the new designer cut and a whole lot more, as you can tell. Next generation is right on the corner, and Borderlands 3 is ready to deliver the goods. So with that, that's pretty much going to end it for the video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you truly enjoyed it. Once again, if you are new to this channel, hello and welcome. Don't forget to subscribe right here at Karpo Gaming. I upload a wide variety of videos ranging from updates, tips, tricks, glitches, news, guides, and a whole lot more. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and you support your smaller YouTubers. Once again, thank you everybody for all your love and support. And as always, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Later.